What is up, everyone? It is Vincent, your Big Pro Wrestle Talk Heavyweight Champion of the world, that is YouTube. And last night during Friday Night SmackDown, we got some new information. And that new information was about WWE2K26. We got a new trailer. There's an addition that we honestly kind of maybe saw coming, but didn't at the same time. So ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into it. This is the Big Pro Wrestle Talk Network. I love that intro.
Big Pro Wrestle Talk Network. Big Pro Wrestle Talk Network. Wrestle Talk Network.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here as you can see, I have it up on the display here. We are getting an Attitude Era edition of WWE2K26, and you know what? I saw the trailer one time, but it was like briefly on my Instagram because I was doing something, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a trailer. I need to wait and like break this down. So I'm going to play it in its entirety, and then I'm going to kind of break it down in full. So let's go.
WWE2K26 Attitude Era Edition. Pre-order January 30th.
Okay, so it looks like its tagline is "The show never stops." The first thing I do want to break down here is this cover here for the Attitude Era edition. If you remember, WWE 13, this would have been 13 years ago now when that game came out. Or was it 14? I don't remember. Oh, 2013 was the game. I just don't remember the year it came out. I remember it was 2012. So it was about, 13 years ago, 14 years ago almost. WWE 13 came out, and they had this mode in there called the Attitude Era mode, where it was basically just a showcase highlighting the most important key parts of the WWE side of the Attitude Era, basically during the Monday Night War. Now, what's interesting about this, you saw some people in the trailer who are not featured on the cover. For instance, you saw Mankind, but, given the world we're in today, Mick Foley decided that once his contract is up, he is not going to be renewing, and he doesn't want anything to do with WWE until they disassociate themselves with certain people in power in this country. And that's whatever. Mick Foley, hey, do whatever makes you happy. Thank you for all the memories, Mick. I hope we can see you back in the WWE eventually. It's very heartbreaking that it had to come to that. But moving on from that, as you can see here, there's a version of Kane that I feel like we really haven't seen in a while. We've seen the 2003 era Kane. We've seen, the bald 2010, 2008-ish era of Kane. As you can see here, we have Stone Cold. We have Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. This kind of threw me for a loop. I thought that was Test for a moment, and I was like, why the heck are they putting Test on the cover of a video game? That's just something that really threw me off guard, to be honest with you. And if I don't know, man. That's just, it's interesting to me. And then I saw the World Heavyweight Championship on there, and I was like, oh, it's Triple H spitting out the water. Also, here we have Shawn Michaels. Another key point in the Attitude Era. We have The Rock, of course. He would be there because him, Mick Foley, Triple H, those guys were the Attitude Era, man. You serious? Come on now. We have Kurt Angle, short-haired Kurt Angle. There's Chyna. There's Trish Stratus. There's Stephanie McMahon. There's Lita. And then finally we have the Dudley Boys, which is pretty freaking cool if you ask me. The Dudley Boys being featured on the cover of an edition is pretty cool. There's pretty much nothing I could say there. The only thing that really does suck about this whole thing is the fact that we can possibly get the Hardys in this game. We might be able to get them in this game. but we won't get Edge and Christian, so this is going to be another year of the WWE video games where we won't get to recreate the iconic triple threat TLC matches. The triple threat, just tag team matches at all with the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. It's very sad. Very sad because literally the two guys that were employed by the WWE or had some relationship with the WWE by WWE 13, they are not around for this year's edition of the game. Very heartbreaking, but it's okay. It'll happen one day. Fingers crossed. Please, wrestling gods, make it happen one day. But moving on from that, this edition looks pretty cool. Nobody truly knows all of the details of what it is just yet. All we know is that there's a pre-order January 30th. Something I want to do now is kind of go back and frame by frame. I'm going to see if I can't mute that and see if it'll help something here. Yeah, because then they showed that there. Okay, so here we have Stone Cold starting it off, obviously. Classic 316. You figured that we would get him at some point. Here we have, it's the era that broke the rules. It did break the rules. Now we have The Rock here cutting his promo. If you smell, we have, I think that's WrestleMania. That looks like it would be WrestleMania. I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. It's just a crowd shot. Then it goes to The Rock here, doing his people's eyebrow. And then we have DX. I saw that. Where's it at? Here it is. DX doing their, doing that. Let me see here. They're doing their shocked look at one another. Me and my brothers used to do that all the time. Beer bath, stunner. So I saw this in Smack Talk's video. I don't remember who that is, but it is very weird that they're going to show that in the trailer. And if I'm pretty sure, if I heard that correctly, it's from Shotgun Saturday Night, which was an old show. This is actually, I think it was right before the Attitude Era or right after it started. Not 100% sure. Let's see it a little further here. We got DX backstage there, and something that's pretty cool here is the inclusion of Rick Rude. I wonder if they'll be able to include some sort of WCW in this. So, like, maybe they'll recreate the invasion where DX tried to break into WCW saying they want their friends back, they want Hall and Nash back, whatever there. And then we see Triple H giving a pedigree to The Rock, I believe. Yes, to The Rock, DX. And this right here, kind of eye-opener. So we are still getting Mick Foley, but I'm pretty sure he just doesn't want to be promoted as like a cover star of anything that has to do with WWE, just given the current circumstances in the world or in the country, whatever. So we are getting the Undertaker and Mankind story. We got the Flames around the ring. Inferno match confirmed, coming back. That's awesome. Love seeing the Inferno match. I remember playing that in the SmackDown vs. Raw games, or was it SmackDown vs. Raw? It was the older video games. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure they had it in 10, maybe 11, 12, 13. I think they stopped it because they kept it going on the old gen consoles, I remember. So I believe the last time it would have been featured would be 2K17 on the Xbox 360 and PS3. I may be wrong on that. Don't quote me. I'm just thinking off the top of the dome. So that we have Undertaker doing a classic pose. This is like pre-ministry, I guess, because he has the purple gloves and he doesn't have that long goatee looking thing. We got Stone Cold prior to the beer bath when he had the beer truck. This is when Kane won the WWF Championship. Stone Cold getting arrested. There's the beer bath. There it is with one. So this is something too. They just showed Vince McMahon. Are we going to be getting Vince McMahon back in the games? Because that would be a pretty controversial. See, like me personally, I'll say this. When it comes to wrestling, I'm one of those guys who uses it as an escape from what's happening in the real world. And so Vince McMahon, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the person, I don't rock with him. The character, though, on TV, not outside, because I know what he was doing on screen. You know, knowing what I know now, it probably wasn't a character at the same time, but it was a character. You know, I'm not saying what he did was okay at all by any means. It was terrible. I'm surprised that Brock Lesnar's back, to be honest with you. But if you look here, we did see. I'm sorry, you kind of been looking at Stephanie, but we have Stone Cold. Like there's Vince, there's McMahon. So maybe we'll get him and Shane. And then there's Stone Cold filling up his car, or I think it was Vince McMahon's car. We have his daughter Steph. We got the Milkamania. I hope we get something Milkamania. That would be so cool, even if it's just like a cutscene. Especially because like this is the opportunity to get the stuff that WWE 13 didn't get. If this is the case, because you can think about the edition that you get. The Bloodline edition featured, the was featuring a storyline of the Bloodline. This Attitude Era version could be featuring an Attitude Era story. But we had Trish Stratus. There was Kane with Paul Heyman. I saw Lita. I'm just trying to think here. Let me see if I can't go back. So 3D to Road Dogg. So it's probably gonna confirm the New Age Outlaws, just based off of the videos there. There's Lita, so we're probably gonna get that match. Oh, there's Kane and Paul Bearer. So didn't want that. So there's Lita, probably jumping onto Trish. There's the 3D. Stone Cold, yeah, and then the show never stops. Pre-order January 30th. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the WWE2K26 trailer. I kind of broke it down a bit there for you. So, yeah, are we going to get Vince McMahon? Are we going to get the Hardy Boys? There's a lot of key people that we didn't get in previous Attitude Era style WWE video games, such as WWE 13. Could we get the Hardy Boys? Could we get... I'm trying to think of other Attitude Era. Could we get Raven, even though like he was he was more ruthless. No, yeah, he was. I don't know. I know he was in WCW during that time. I'm just trying to think. There are people like are we gonna get like a Test? Are we gonna get Albert? Are we gonna get TNA? Albert and Test and Albert with what's her name with Trish Stratus? Oh, not Test. It was X-Pac maybe. I don't remember. My memory right now is terrible. I'm looking at this glorious collection around me. I'm sorry. I'm just taken away by it. But no, on a for real note, like, are we gonna see certain people back in the games that we haven't seen before, or maybe we haven't seen in a while? This is an amazing time. It's a shame though. We probably won't get Jim Ross. We probably won't get any other different commentators like that. We might. I can see them getting Howard Finkel's voice from previous recordings. That would be the only thing I guess you could say with that. There's just certain wrestlers who I wish we could get in this, but we probably won't be able to because of the circumstances that we unfortunately are in, with AEW being around and collecting a lot of wrestlers, as well as commentators such as JR. And just other contracted wrestlers elsewhere. You never know. Maybe we could see that miscellaneous. Is this the only thing for WWE 2K26? This might not even be the storyline. For all we know, the main story in the game could still be the rumored CM Punk. We don't know anything about this game yet until we get more details. This is all just speculation, my thoughts, whatever. You never know what could happen. With this game, it did seem like we're getting all this information a little bit later than usual, but still, I personally was hoping for that Ruthless Aggression story, because I was like, oh my gosh, there were literally thousands, or it felt like thousands of wrestlers that they could have put in the game. Like there were plenty of options like that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. We are getting it's the Attitude Era only. I was really hoping to get Deuce and Domino from the other side of the tracks with the Ruthless Aggression, but it's okay. Another Attitude Era. They did a pretty good job the last time. I enjoyed the WrestleMania, the 40 years of WrestleMania in 2K23. So who knows? Maybe we'll get something new. Was it 23 or was it 24? It was one of the two games. No, 23 was Cena. 24 was the Road to Wrestle. It was the not Road to WrestleMania. I love Road to WrestleMania. They should bring that back. Bring back their own unique stories that's not just My Rise. That would be amazing. Take some tips from THQ 2K, please. Those games were so much fun. But on a for real note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Actually, I sang the intro. Let me sing the elbow. Drop the like button. Give the subscribe button. People's elbow. Sorry, I love my intro and outro. I love it. Even though it is generated, I'll be honest with you. I know AI, boo. I made it before I knew all that. And I'm continuing to use it because it was only one thing of water. I'm sorry. But I love them. They sound great. Okay, I'm sorry. But either way, Saturday night's main events is on tonight. Make sure you watch that. I'll probably talk some stuff about that either tonight or tomorrow. You never know. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And also, real quick, right after this video, go follow Bpwt_network on Instagram. Do it, please. I need the follows, man. I need them. I don't have any followers, bro. I only have my friends from school. Actually, there's a couple cool ones, OGs on there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.
Drop the like button, give the subscribe button a people's elbow, and body slam the follow button on Instagram at Bpwt Network.